What up, guys? Today we're going to be doing multiplying, dividing with positive and negative exponents. We're going to have some power to powers in here. It's going to be kind of putting it all together, okay? So, first things first. We're going to look inside the parentheses, okay? And we're going to identify our negatives, and we're going to move those. So, in this one, I have this y to the negative 1. And I have this x to the negative 4. I'm going to take care of those first. I'm going to actually just rewrite. So xy to the third, then I'm taking this y to the negative 1, putting it up top, making it a positive. So that takes care of that. And then I'm taking this x to the negative 4th from the bottom, moving it to the top, and making it positive. Okay, so that takes care of those out of the bottom, takes care of these up top because they're there. So then I've got 2xy down there. Okay, so now I'm going to simplify another step. Okay, so I'm going to take everything that's up top, put it together. So I've got x and x to the 4th, so I've got x to the 5th, and then I've got y to the 1st, y to the 3rd, so that's y to the 4th. On the bottom, I've got 2xy. Okay, so now I'm going to simplify in between. So this 2 has nothing that can go with, so I'm just going to keep it on the bottom. Take care of that. Then I'm going to start asking myself those questions. Where are there more x's? In this case, up top. So, and then my second question is how many more? So there's 1 down here, 5 up there. 5 minus 1 is 4. And then where do I have more y's? Also up top. And then how many more? There's 4 minus 1 is 3. Okay, so that is as far as I can simplify the inside. So now I have to remember that this was to the 3rd power. Okay, so this power to power is going to share that exponent with all of the exponents in there. And remember, if something doesn't have an exponent with it, it's a 1. So hopefully this will be like our last simplification here. So x to the 4 times 3, so that's x to the 12th. Then y to the 3 times 3, so that's y to the 9th. Over, and then 2 to the 3rd, okay, because 1 times 3 is 3. So 2 to the 3rd we can actually solve, so we're going to do that. So 2 times 2 is 4, and 4 times 2 is 8. So there is our final answer right there. X to the 12th, y to the 9th, over 8. Okay, we're going to go to the next one, number 2. So we're going to start by looking for negatives. In this case, there's none. There are a couple things we can do, though. So we have an x to the 0 here. We have a y to the 0. We're going to just get rid of those. Those don't matter. All right, so now I'm going to start simplifying the top. So remember, if there is no exponent, like on this 2 and this y, it's a 1. So that 3 is going to share to the 1 there and the 1 there. So we're going to have 2 to the 3rd power, which we already figured out. We're going to have y to the 3rd power. So that simplifies the top. And then I just have x cubed down here. So the only thing we have to do is change this 2 to the 3rd power to 8. So 8y to the 3rd over x cubed. And that's our final answer there. All right, number 3 looks pretty intense. Let's check it out. So we've got some parentheses up top that we're going to have to take care of. Okay, so we're going to take care of that first. So I'm going to put my little equal sign here. I'm going to share this 4 here and here. Okay, so I'm going to have u to the negative 1 times 4 is negative 4, and then v to the 4th times 4 is v to the 16th. So that kind of takes care of this whole top part there. And then that's simplified, so let's simplify the bottom. So I've got u to the negative 3rd, so I'm going to take that, move it to the top. So u to the 3rd. I've got this v to the negative 2, so we're going to move that to the top and make it a positive. And then the only things left down there are the 2 and the u. Okay? We can take this u to the negative 4 up here. We can move it down as well. Takes care of that. Alright, so then we can just keep kind of moving through our simplifying. Okay, there's like a ton of different ways you could do this. As long as you're simplifying everything, you're gonna be good to go. Okay, so if you find a process that works for you, go ahead and use it. Mine involves rewriting often. So on the top, I've got u to the third, so in alphabetical order, I've got u and then v to the 18th over, and then I've got 2u to the 5th. So now, this is my my final simplification here. So the 2 has nothing in the top that it can simplify with, so I'm just going to keep it there in the bottom. Then I ask myself, where do I have more u's? In this case, in the bottom, I have 2 more, because 5 minus 3 is 2. Then that v to the 18th is up top there, so I've got v to the 18th. Okay. Now, it's nice to think, I kind of got ahead of myself there. It was nice to think that was my final simplification, but that was just the inside of, of the parentheses. We have to remember that there's a bigger parenthesis with this 4 on the outside. So we still have to take this to the 4th power. So it's going to share to this 18, it's going to share to this 1, and it's going to share to this 2. Sorry to get you guys excited that this was going to be over. So one more step, and then we'll be good to go. So v to the 18th times 4, so 18 times 2 is 36, and 36 times 2 is 72. So this is going to be v to the 72nd over 2 to the 4th. So we can do that, so we're going to. 2 times 2 is 4, 4 times 2 is 8, and 8 times 2 is 16. So that simplifies to 16 there. And then u to the 2 times 4 is u to the 8th. There is our final and best answer. All right, let's go to number 4. Looks a lot easier than the last one. So let's get rid of our zeros. So a to the 0, and then that just kind of cancels this 4 as well, because 4 times 1 is just 4, but it's going to be 1 to the 4th, so it's not gonna mean anything. We have a b to the 0 in the bottom we can get rid of, and then this one's really nice because we're just going to take this a to the negative 4, move it to the bottom, so we've got b up top. We're moving that a to the bottom, and instead of a negative 4, it's going to be a positive 4, and woohoo! A nice easy one. That's all we had to do. And then let's do one more. Let's do number 6 right below here. So number 6, we're going to look inside the parentheses first, see if there's anything we can simplify. So I'm going to put some a's together and see what we can do here. So the 2 has nothing in these parentheses that it can simplify with, so I'm going to keep it. Then I'm going to do my a's. So I have a to the 1st power, and I have a to the 1st power, so I've got a squared. And then I've got b to the negative 2 and b to the 0, so this one cancels, so I just have b to the negative 2. And then let's go to the bottom. We're just going to keep it for now. 2a to the negative 1, b to the negative 4th. Then we're going to keep this up here, make sure we square that. So we're going to take this 2, we're going to share it with everything inside. So this 2 goes this 1 to this 2 and this negative 2. So 2 to the 2nd power is 4. A to the 2nd times 2 is a to the 4th. And then b to the negative 2 times 2 is b to the negative 4th. Okay? So that takes care of that. Then I've got 2a to the negative 1, b to the negative 4th. All right, so now let's, again, my philosophy is like rewriting just helps keep me organized. So I'm going to do that. So I'm going to just start with these big numbers out in front. So 4 over 2 reduces to 2, so that 2 just stays on top. So that takes care of these. Then I'm going to take this a, and like you can start to like kind of save yourself some steps, okay? So I've got this a to the negative 1 here. I know I'm going to move that to the top and make it positive, so I'm going to add one more a to the top. So this is going to be a to the 4 plus 1 is 5. So we're going to have a to the 5th up top. So that kind of takes care of both of those in one step. Then, you know, we could look at these last two and we could talk about how it's the same in the top and the bottom. And when we have things that are the same in the top and the bottom, they just cancel. If you don't believe me, we can take this. So we'd move that to the top, and it would be b to the 4th on the top, or on the bottom, and be b to the 4th. And then we'd take this one from the bottom, move it up top, it'd be b to the 4th. Those are just going to cancel. So this is the final and best answer that we can have there, 2a to the 5th. So I'm going to have you guys do a couple by yourself, but that is it for my notes today. Thanks for watching.